Welcome to Content, where the intent is to provide insightful discussions around spirituality, purpose, and self-improvement, based on real-life people and their real-life situations. These messages are for everyone out there that can relate and to help provide understanding to our purpose and developing a healthier mindset. If any of Unc's messages relate to you or you know someone that will, then please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Press the notification bell to be alerted when new material is uploaded. Also, to stay connected on social media for updates, exclusive content, and discussions, then please follow Unc on all social media platforms. Two things I want to talk about today: anxiety and depression. It said if you're constantly living and worrying about the past, you have symptoms of depression. And it said if you are constantly living and worrying about the future, that you have symptoms of anxiety. As of 2021, studies show that 27% of all American adults have anxiety, with approximately 42% experiencing this between the ages of 18 to 29 years old. As of 2021, studies also show that 22% of American adults experience depression, with the most common symptoms being sadness, irritability, feeling negative, loss of interest in normal activities, and even up to avoiding social interaction entirely. I think we can definitely say that today there are a lot of introverts out there in the world. Modern society doesn't have people networking or getting together like they once did. The modern day relationship, in my opinion, is absolutely horrendous and is going in the wrong direction. Analytics show approximately 1/4 of all Americans suffer from some sort of mental health. To me, that's just crazy. There are numerous reasons, whether biological or circumstantial, that can cause a person to experience or to live with any type of mental health issue. And the point of this message today isn't to dive into those reasons. Some people handle mental health issues with prescribed medications, some from street medications, and some may participate in other activities just to keep their mind occupied. What seems to be clear is that when people are experiencing mental health issues, especially around depression and anxiety, they typically turn to some type of coping mechanism. Today's message isn't to negatively bring attention or to negatively discuss anyone who has or is experiencing such issues, as it is understood that coping mechanisms can bring back some level of balance to a person, at least for an intermittent period of time. The questions are, though, what happens when that period of time ends? What are the next steps to have balance again? What are the next steps to consistently maintain balance? Let me tell you, Unc went through the same problems, went through the same situations in his life many times over. And let me encourage 3 things to you that you should do daily to assist with this. Unc does it every single day. In my last message, I broke down the meaning of Unc: universal of the spiritual connection, network of the physical connection, consciousness of the mental connection. These are the 3 main areas of our being, and for these areas to stay strong and in alignment with each other, we must work them out daily. I ran into every issue in life until I started doing this. I specifically encourage each and every one of you to have balance in your life, to work on these areas daily. And it only takes 1 hour of your day. It'll eventually turn into more, but it starts with 1 hour. Here are the 3 keys: pray, exercise, and read. Very simple, all free. Pray. To understand your spirit, you must use your spirit to connect. A person cannot maintain a spiritual sense of themselves if they never focus on it. The only way to grow spiritually is to communicate spiritually, which is through prayer. The main reason for prayer, in my opinion, is for the understanding that you are more than just a person on this planet. It is knowing that you are of a higher spirit and you are of a higher purpose. If you are of the spirit, then you shall practice maintaining being in the spirit daily. We practice being in the human flesh daily. We eat, we sleep, we bathe, we groom ourselves, we communicate, we go to work, we do things in the human flesh daily, and we don't focus on the spiritual. Exercise. Speaking of the human flesh, the flesh needs to experience worldly life in order to survive. The flesh is specifically designed individually for us and our use to go about the world on a daily basis. It is meant to be part of a group and not isolated. Our body is our physical connection to our surroundings. You must use it or you will die. I want you to understand that. You must use it or you will die. And one of the main areas many people overlook today is the care of their body. The physical stats on men and women in America aren't what they once used to be. Many people tend to look for things that physically please their bodies rather than physically sustain it. The only way to physically sustain your body is to move it, exercise, and have healthy nutrition. They are imperative for the health of the body. The physical health of the body allows a body to work as it should, so the spirit can then use its strongest worldly power, the mind. Which brings us to reading. The mind is our consciousness of everything we have ever experienced and learned. It is the truest form of who you are, as your mind is the only thing that can't ever be taken from you. The mind is the information that an individual has absorbed throughout their life, whether it being positive or negative. The mind is the processor of this info, experience and learned, as well as the executor of the processed info through the body itself. So it's very important to understand that the mind isn't the body. The body is controlled by the mind. The broken or lost mind works opposite, as the wants and desires of it are controlled by the body. In order to keep the mind strong, it should be exercised daily through stimulating conversations and reading. Reading is and always will be the best way to grow your knowledge of things of the world. I was born in the late 70s, and I never forget that there was advertisement when I was growing up as a kid talking about reading is fundamental. Nothing could be more truthful than that statement. Things we learn and process dictate how we utilize that info in our daily lives. It's important to make sure to intentionally grow your mind through numerous books and dictations of self-improvement and self-development. What we take in informationally tends to become the value system we live by. Very, very important to make sure that you're filling yourself with the positive things. My value system that I go by, that my mind uses, stems from the Word of God. Now, let's talk about the art and practice of making this happen. I will tell you that it's an easy process to start, but obviously consistency is all about being disciplined. Let me tell you the quick, easy ways to start. Take 1 hour out of your day. Take 1 hour, any hour of your day, break it into 4 15-minute increments. I do this when I first get out to bed in the morning, and I get up before most and I get it all done. First 15 minutes, I wake up, I pray. I sit in a quiet place, close my eyes, and I thank God. Start by acknowledging His presence and thanking Him for His guidance. I let Him guide my mind throughout this time to focus on whatever it is that He thinks I need to focus on so that I support His purpose for me. At the end of it, I thank Him for allowing me to have found understanding, to have found guidance and additional wisdom, allowing me another day to perform. This isn't rocket science. Just take the time, connect with what's already inside of you so you can have understanding what's all around you. Next, take 15 minutes, read. After I've connected, I motivate my mind to improve. The mind works through the brain muscle. So I know I need to work it out, and I work it out through reading. Now, I was not a reader growing up, so this is something that I had to learn and to adjust to enjoying later in life. I encourage everyone to get a hard copy book of anything that you actually decide to read. Sit and read instead of doing anything on a digital device. We're all connected to our devices as it is. Modern technology is wonderful, but modern technology has only been around in today's modern times. It's important we stay connected to traditional learning methods. If you're also a Christian follower out there and you haven't read your Bibles in entirety, I would suggest taking time and doing that for your 15 minutes. However, if that is too much for anyone at this time, any sort of self-improvement, books and self-awareness literature is recommended. Just make sure it's nonfiction. Next, you need to break out the next 30 minutes of your day just to work on your body. 15 minutes of it being indoors, 15 minutes at least being outdoors. Indoor stuff, any level of physical exertion, workout, calisthenics, push-ups, sit-ups, squats, lunges, simple body weight exercises. But push yourself. For 15 minutes, push yourself. Every day, you can change what muscle group you want to work on. Then take the next 15 minutes, put on your running shoes and go outside. You don't need to run. You can walk. Get exercise. Breathe fresh air. What I want you also to do is to pay attention to all the life that's going on around you. If it's early in the morning and it's still dark out, pay attention to the sunset. Hear the birds chirping. Watch the other people that are walking or running early in the morning. Watch the kids going and getting dropped off at school. Pay attention to the things that you aren't focused on. Just make sure you're getting a brisk walk and movement in to get your heart and your blood going. Heart disease is the #1 cause of death in the U.S., and it's the biggest silent killer. Now, there's always going to be excuses on I don't have an hour, I can't do this, I don't have no books, I can't do anything, I don't know how to read. We can come up with every last reason that you can tell yourself to prevent yourself from taking a step forward for improvement. I'm not here to argue with you. Don't feel bad if you have excuses. Just realize when you're ready, the steps to take are here. If this does resonate, then I can say with certainty that an hour set aside is only where you're going to start this path. It will only get more advanced and grow from there. The simple things are needed to maintain life balance. We do and create the things that make our lives complex. Here are the takeaways again. Takeaway 1, spiritual balance. Take 15 minutes to pray for understanding and guidance. Takeaway 2, mental balance. Take 15 minutes to read for spiritual and self-improvement. Takeaway 3, physical balance. Take at least 15 minutes to work out indoor for muscle stimulation and growth. Also, take the next 15 minutes after that to walk, jog, or get some level of outdoor exercise, just so you can get your heart going for cardio and for worldly awareness. These are the 3 things that I do on a daily basis to make sure that I have balance. To the family out there, I hope you can appreciate these 3 simple, basic steps just to doing little things to get a little bit of balance or maintain balance in your life. All of these things are here just to help you form a different level of mindset. There's nothing different. There's nothing scholastic about this. There's nothing that's going to take place that's going to overnight get you to feel better. The little things, the little improvements daily, every day getting better. I hope this message resonates for many of you. I thank you all for tuning in. Please stay connected with us on social media for updates, behind the scene contents, and discussions. Please follow Uncle on all platforms. And as I always say, you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot force it to drink. Be blessed.